That's how these people, you see, they stand up for the oppressed by being hashtag slacktivists. This is how they stand with one another, by bravely tweeting solidarity with you, brothers. We saw this today from a tweet by Karen Swallow Prior, who posted a photograph of a young black woman kneeling before officers in riot gear. Now, back to the super intelligent intelligentsia that's smarter and more sophisticated than you. Can I just point out the obvious here? Okay, so Kaepernick was kneeling before the flag when during the Star Spangled Banner as a sign of protest, kneeling when others were standing. But when a young black woman and other black people behind her are kneeling to cops in riot gear, do you understand that that portrays the opposite of defiance and standing up? You look like Kunta Kinte, kneeling before a group of white officers. Congratulations. That's some great symbolism right there. No, really. No, real. I mean, you can't accuse rioters and protesters of working with their brain, right? Just fantastic imagery there. Slave. That's what you look like. Stand up. If you believe the police are being heavy-handed, which they are, this is a tragedy caused by the police state. Don't kneel before them and act as though there's virtue in it. Stand up. By the way, there were people, I assume black and white, although I don't know for sure, as George Floyd was being asphyxiated to death, who basically knelt before the cops and watched him die, recording it on their phone instead of intervening. And then when the redneck boys are out front of the stores with their AR-15s, making sure that looters don't invade it and destroy their personal property or that of their friends, people look at them as though they're racist thugs somehow. I guarantee you, had the 3% guys been present when George Floyd was being asphyxiated to death, he wouldn't have asphyxiated to death. Maybe do a little bit less kneeling and more standing. You see, this is a story about our culture and society and how sick it is. That's what this is a story about. But Karen Swallow Prior tweets this picture of this young African-American woman kneeling before the cops as a pointless sign of virtue. And Karen says, via Twitter, kneeling with you. I'm kneeling with you. The problem with that is that Karen Swallow Prior is not kneeling with them. She's tweeting this from the comfort of her home. Now, if she's in Wake Forest, she's just a few miles from the closest protest. If she's in Lynchburg, she's just a few miles from the nearest protest. She could actually, literally be kneeling with the protesters. But she's not. This is, again, called hashtag slacktivism. Listen, you pious, super white, stuck up twit. Go take your lily white butt down to the nearest riot and try to march with them. And then kneel with them. And see if you, Karen Swallow Prior, aren't torn limb from limb because you're the wrong color. Or because you won't participate in acts of violence along with them. Go see. Go join their attacks on the police and then tweet kneeling with you. This is not just virtue signaling. This is what Dustin Germain called the other day. This is virtue twerking is what this is. Absurdities.